I've been to Egypt many times before, but this time was nothing like my previous visits. Relaxing by the Red Sea and visiting with friends were my major intentions, but Egypt will never allow me to simply have a vacation. Instead, Reba and I decided to explore places in Egypt that were both familiar and unfamiliar. Join me as I share this unique experience with you. So now a view of the Red Pyramid. Most underrated pyramid, 100 years older than the pyramids on the Giza Plateau. National Geographic. Now we get down to the bottom of the descent, right? And just about to take another move up into the ascent to get to the King's Chamber. It's beautiful. So just stay with me. Now I'm no longer in a crouching position, sort of like a fetal position, and I'm looking backwards as a reincarnation of Queen Nefertiti approaches. Yo, that was easy. Alright, so now we're going up. This is a piece of cake, people, compared to the physical exercise that we had before, right? We're now into the 21st century type of experience of climbing stairways with banisters, right? Here is some of the Mogatam limestone here. And if you notice how finely cut these are, you could hardly see the joints, and there's no adhesive at all. So each one of these blocks were cut to precision and fitted here. Now this is a pathway that leads us to the final area. And we still smell the 5,000 odd air that was enclosed in this area. And now we're looking down at what used to be where the sarcophagus of the pharaoh Senefu would have been. It's now bereft. No sarcophagus. Everything ripped out, taken away. Above, again, you see the carbon vaultings that have the structure withstand the weight of the tons of stone that are outside. Absolutely magnificent and unbelievable feat of engineering done way over 5,000 years ago. If you notice again, right, I want to point your attention to these blocks. Again, right? Cut at right angles. You know, devoid of all the modern tools that we have today. Each stone cut and fit into place. Now mind you that this pyramid was built 100 years before the pyramids in the Giza Plateau. So for all my friends who think that slave labor built pyramids, here's another example. That pyramid building evolved over several hundred years, beginning with Saqqara and then to Dahshur, which you see a little later. And here, this was the final trial period of pyramid building before we got to those three pyramids on the Giza Plateau. So the Giza Plateau pyramids of Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaure, father, son, grandson, you follow what I'm saying? Didn't suddenly happen, right? It happened over a period of over 300 years of pyramid building. Now we're moving to Beni Pyramid, right?
Yes.
All right, in the shadow of the Red Pyramid. All right, this should be a lot of fun again, people. Right here is the very famous Beni Pyramid, the pyramid that was built just before the one we came from the Red Pyramid. This is a Dahshur. Our journey takes us to Maidum, some 43 miles away from the delta, to the first complete pyramid complex after Imhotep's step pyramid at Saqqara. Egypt's greatest builder of pyramids, Senefru, constructed what seems like 3 towers rising out of debris today. The Maidum Pyramid. Absolutely beautiful. A wonderful journey, people. Enjoy it. But you got to get the real thing, though.
Not a virtual tour.
No virtual study tours. Come to Egypt
And be amazed.
Not only the Giza Plateau pyramids. These were built before the oldest tree on the Giza Plateau. Wow. What an amazing journey.
Amen.
We are so fortunate to be able to. Yes.
Wow.
So you see, these are the forerunners to the Red Pyramid. The technology was already in place. More than amazing.
This is what the sarcophagus used to be.
Yes. The rest in place. This is the enduring Nile River with its final cataract in Aswan. We stopped off for a coffee ceremony with the Nubian brothers overlooking the Nile before going to Khnum Mountain. We noticed the similarities between this coffee ceremony and the ones that we observed in Ethiopia, home of the coffee bean. People who created the civilization of ancient Egypt. These inscriptions, these meta-letters that you're looking at are older than the step pyramid of Zoser. This documents the whole story about the god Khnum.
Today we are
in the presence of the largest temple complex, not only in Egypt, but anywhere in the world. This temple was the spiritual, the political, and the social center of Egypt after its capital was moved from Thebes, somewhere at the beginning of the middle of the New Kingdom. This is the temple of Waset, the earliest known learning center on this planet. I heard someone saying something about an early university. This is the earliest university that we know that is documented. The construction of this temple began in the New Kingdom. Akhenaten's father, Amenhotep III, built this temple also in honor of the major deity of the south, Amun. This is the people's court where all the people who come to the festival would congregate here in this court. So this is the rock-cut temple of Queen Hatshepsut from the 18th dynastic period in the New Kingdom. Hatshepsut was the daughter of Thutmose I, wife of Thutmose II, and arguably the stepmother of Thutmose III, either her younger brother or her stepson, who was actually in line to succeed the throne after the death of her father, Thutmose I. All right, this is the mortuary temple of Ramesses III of the 20th dynasty. Ramesses III follows in the footsteps of Ramesses II, Ramesses the Great, and he followed Ramesses the Great so much that he even adopted a very similar throne name. His throne name, Ramesses III, is Use Ma'at Ra Meri Ra. And this temple is the best of all of the preserved mortuary temples in all of Egypt. It is a copy of the Ramesseum, Ramesses II. But what is unique about this temple is that this is the only temple in Egypt that has a fortress as the entrance into the temple itself. But this is what is remaining of Ramesses III, sort of like his winter palace. Most other palaces were built out of mud brick, but this one is the only one that survived built out of stone. Of course, it is now destroyed, but nonetheless, we have a good idea of how large this palace was. This is the temple of Abju. That's the Egyptian name, but the place is called Abidos. It was a temple built during the 19th dynasty, and it was built in honor of 7 deities. The person who was responsible for the starting of the construction is Seti I, the father of Ramesses II, or Ramesses the Great as we know him. Here's a pharaoh, Seti I, paying homage to those who came before him. It's called the King's List. It runs on both sides. They call it King's List, but I prefer to call it Ancestral List. So Seti I is introducing young Ramesses, who's going to take the throne very soon, to all of those who came before him.
I'm not making any apologies, but all I'm saying to you is just leave your Judeo-Christian beliefs outside of this chapel, because I'm going to explain to you one scene in the resurrection. Before this was constructed, the builders, or the architects of this structure, dug down into the bedrock, as it were, and carved out a square base out of the live rock on which we stand.
As you know, this is the temple of Heteru at this place called Dendera. This site is the site of a much older temple, going as far back as the Fourth Dynasty. But the record does not leave us a whole lot to rely on, except for the New Kingdom. The older temple had traces of Thutmose III, Amenhotep III, Ramesses II, and Ramesses III. And here we get to see an impersonation of the sky, the goddess Nut. Very nice. Go ahead. Secret passageway in this temple. People have all kinds of conjecture about what they see here, batteries. What is it here? Now this is the one I was showing you upstairs, the jet color. Mm-hmm. And it looks like an eggplant, huh?
I always thought it was like an eggplant.
Yeah.
You know where else they have it? At Kamumbo.
Mm-hmm. But look, the lotus, the flower. Hmm? Yes. Ramses started the construction of his mortuary temple in the second year of his reign. Ramses II reigned for 62 years on the throne. He seared over 100 sons. He was a master architect, master builder. And as you could tell, from the time we came to Egypt, we saw Ramses everywhere. Now this place is called the House of a Million Years. Ramses built it with the intention that it will last 1,000,000 years. Had it not been destroyed by invaders, this probably would last 100 million years. We keep talking over and over about the tree of life. Both Tahuti and Sachet, they are complementary deities, and what they are doing, they are writing the name, User Maat Ra, the name of Ramses. And his name will be inscribed in every leaf on this tree of life, until such time as his name is inscribed on each leaf. There is no eternal life for him. You know what? You're a pain in your leg. About 4.5 hours southwest of Giza lies the ancient Middle Kingdom rock-cut tombs of Beni Hassan. These royal tombs are beautifully illustrated with scenes of everyday life of the ancient Egyptians of that time. They include hunting, fishing, farming. I'm deep in the Western Desert, the place where Akhenaten made his kingdom his home, Tel el-Amarna, the home of Queen Nefertiti, Tutankhamun, Hatshepsut, and this is a place where the Aten became the major deity. So I can understand why he brought it all the way here. It's deep in the Western Desert, it's far removed from everything. As you can see in a panoramic view, it's very, very difficult to get here. In a bold move,
Akhenaten moved the capital of Egypt from Waset to the western desert to a place called Tel el-Amarna.
This is my favorite pharaoh. Gotta get him. The steel with Akhenaten.
He sublimated all of the deities, including Amun, the major deity of Egypt at the time, under the deity Aten. Upon the death of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, the angered priesthood from Waset destroyed the city of Tel el-Amarna, thus leaving only a few of the edifices that we see here right now. This was the first example of a separation between church and state.
I know this is what you all were waiting to see. We're standing before the smallest pyramid on the Giza Plateau, the pyramid of Menkaure. It's very windy, but it's still very beautiful.
This is your panoramic view of the three pyramids on the Giza Plateau.
Look here, it's normal, look at the traffic coming through, there's no problems here, everybody's going about doing their own business. Bro man trying to get hit down here with a car, you gotta come back, right?
We are going to our life.
Yes,
We
we
are
gotta
going
enjoy their
down.
lives, everything is quite normal.
Yeah, everything is normal. No, more than normal.
Yes,
We are better.
yes, it's better than before.
Yeah. we got
I
no
enjoyed
problem.
myself in Egypt, so you could come with me.
Close to Tahrir Square. Look what's going on. Life as usual, designer clothing, cars, shopping. Check this out. Life is back to normal, very normal. Very Cairo-ish, very crowded, very congested. Lots of commerce.
One of the biggest malls in Cairo. Who says the economy is bad? Look at here. Look at all these people shopping. Today's a big sale. TV sale, look. 60 inch, 72 inches TV. Look at these folks right here. This is the famous Khalili Bazaar. It's the largest open air market in all of Africa.
and Egypt are very safe, and we would like to see our American brothers and sisters always here to support us in our change. We are in a very big change, energetic, but there is no any aggressive in Egypt. In Egypt you can find only love and light. We loves you.
Delicious one. Wonderful. Egyptian kosher.
After traveling all over Egypt, there is nothing better than home-cooked traditional Egyptian food. Here I am with Reba, having our last supper with my Egyptian family.
Before this was constructed, the builders, or the architects of this structure, dug down into the bedrock, as it were, and carved out a square base out of the live rock on which we stand.
A visit to Egypt is incomplete if one does not visit Alexandria. One can still see the Greco-Roman remains. Of course, the Biblioteca, the second largest library in the entire world, is a sight to be seen. The Alexandria Museum, with many of its Greco-Roman and Egyptian pieces, along with the Pompeii Needle, will surely give one a great farewell to Egypt. After a long day in Egypt's sweltering heat and sun, one can repose in these beautiful mansions of hotels, fit for kings and queens just like you and me. You need to give me some money.
Yeah, always you have, I make a trip,
Yeah.
and they give you money,
Yeah.
and I go your home, you make me same share. You have.